Yes, sir. Big Baby JTV. Like, comment, sub. Like, comment, sub. And join the Patreon. Join the Patreon. But we're going to talk about a topic that I'm abrasive to talk about because YouTube, YouTube censorship and all that things. But we're going to talk about it, man. There is this Instagram model, right? Former basketball player, WNBA basketball player, that turned into an IG model. Basically, she takes pictures of her body and her ass, you know what I'm saying, for validation, probably not for money, just validation. It is what it is. So her name is Dylan Gonzalez. So she has a twin, Dakota Gonzalez, and she is kind of known as just being an IG model, you know, Brittany Renner Lane, that type of shit chick, right? Dating ball players, basketball players. And when I mean dating, they're not dating, they're fucking, right? So she could be on some prostitution vibe. Who knows? I'm not going to judge. It is what it is. What it is here is that Dylan Gonzalez has some clout on social media. So on her Twitter, she said, I believe on the 31st, right, before the year ended, she said on her Twitter, I can't hold it in anymore. Trey Songz is a rapist, right? Now, I'm only going to use that word once or twice in this video because your boy ain't trying to get destroyed by YouTube algorithms, but that is what she claims. She claims that Trey Songz is that. Now look, I'm not on the camp of believe all women. Absolutely not. I don't believe all women. Absolutely not. Why? Because I don't believe all humans of any gender. I don't believe all men. I don't believe all women because why? Humans are liars. Humans are liars, are by nature, and humans are manipulative, okay? Now, look, for me personally, I have a theory, and I'm probably right about it, is that women are naturally more manipulative than most men. So, like, let's say you had a sample size of 50 women and 50 men, right? And you were to say, how many of them are super manipulative or just manipulative in general, right? Out of that whole sample size, I'm going to tell you the truth. It's mostly going to be women who lean more on the manipulative side. Is that a bad thing? I do not think so. I do not think so because evolutionarily, women using their mind, their head, their cunningness, their intellect, right? At that point, it's advantageous to them to keep themselves safe. Us as men, what we have to do, right? What we have to do is we can protect ourselves physically in fights, right? Using tools and not as much using our social aptitude and intellect. What am I getting to? I'm getting to the simple fact that Dylan Gonzalez could be lying on Trey Songz, right? And this was my issue with the Me Too era. My issue with the Me Too era is that clearly defining things, right? Like, let's say issues of sexual harassment, sexual assault, and even like that word RAPE, right? It does have a bit of it. Obviously, we don't rock with that. We don't rock with any of that. But it is some kind of nuance where there's shades of gray that can be misconstrued. What's an example of this? An example of this is the Unzies and Sorry situation, right? Shorty went on a bad date, and because at the time there was heightened sensitivity regarding the Me Too era, right, regarding them type of situations, Aziz was quote unquote canceled, right, by mainstream media and publications and things that were getting him money in the entertainment industry, right? And then you have situations like the Harvey Weinstein situation, which sparked off this whole Me Too thing, where it's clear and defined, bruh was on some weird, messed up, disgusting stuff. Take him to the jail. Take him to the jail, right? And there's recent reports that he might get off on some of these charges. I think this dude should be in jail and stay in jail, right? I've talked about that. You have situations like the Bill Cosby thing, right? Where there was a literal witch hunt on Bill Cosby. And for some things, as I said in one of my videos previously, some of the crimes that he did were pure crimes and he deserved jail time. Some of them were pure BS, and some of these women were party girls who wanted to turn up, and yes, they knew about the Quaalude situations, and they were willing participants. But over time, sometimes regret and all these things settle in, and they feel like they have to join the dog pile, right? So what I'm saying is there's shades of gray. That's what I'm trying to say here, right? There's black, white, and shades of gray, and we have to acknowledge that when we're talking about these topics. Now, I'm not landing any bail to Trey Songz because Trey Songz has been accused of doing some weird-ish with women and making women uncomfortable. All right? Making women very uncomfortable, namely Keke Palmer. Keke Palmer was on multiple interviews saying that Trey Songz made her extremely uncomfortable on some weird vibes. Right? Did she accuse him of violating her or doing anything illegal? Absolutely not. But have we heard these things about Trey Songz? Yes. He was actually being investigated for RAPE about a month ago in Las Vegas. Right? This reminds me of the R. Kelly situation, right? And the thing about R. Kelly is that, of course, throughout his life, he's had consensual situations. But there's been a few that have not been consensual and have been pedophilia, straight up. You are a grown man. Why are you dealing with a 15, 16, 17-year-old? That's disgusting. That's absolutely disgusting, and we do not support that. We have no bail for that. If you are touching a woman inappropriately or doing things with a woman inappropriately, we don't rock with that. We're completely against that on this side, right? So what it is here is that for Dylan Gonzalez to say that the Trey Songz is on some crazy-ish, right? Insane, unspeakable-ish. She has a lot of supporters out there. And Trey Songz is not, he's known as a ladies' man, of course. But definitely, she's not the first that said this. And I'm going to say it right now. She's probably not going to be the last. So here's what I'm saying, right? Obviously, we talk about the thought generation, the whole culture and all that. We do. We against thoughts on this side. Yeah, we're against indiscriminate hoes on this side, 100%, right? But also, we have to see the other side of the pill, the side of the pillow or the pill or whatever it is you want to call it, where you're really out there in the streets as a man and you're smashing and splashing off on everything or anything or all things, right? That can get you jammed up as well, right? So things can go lost in translation. Maybe when Trey was dealing with a certain female, I'm assuming Dylan Gonzalez, because she accused him of being an RAP-ist, you know what I'm saying? Maybe she perceived it that way, or maybe she felt extremely violated by him, right? And he didn't see it that way. Maybe he saw it as finesse. Maybe he saw it as he was being charming. Maybe he didn't understand the dynamics in the field, because Trey likes to party. He likes to drink. He likes to take drugs. He likes to be out here. That's the dangers of being out here like that, man. That's why some people want to stick to monogamy and have one wifey, you know, or maybe polygamy where they only have 2 wives or whatever, right? Or 3, who knows? But if you're really out here partying, turning up and drinking and mixing drugs and all these things, it's a recipe for disaster, bro. It's a recipe for disaster. And you're doing this every night or all the night or every time. That will build a recipe for disaster, fam. And this is what I think happens with Trey Songz. He turns up a lot, gets all these bitches, starts smashing on them, or does not understand that they're uncomfortable, not feeling it because maybe he has an ego, maybe he has a way he's thinking all these bitches want it, and so on and so forth, right? So I'm telling y'all this, man. What's the lesson behind this? Fellas, keep screenshots, keep recordings, keep voice notes, keep all these things, because I'm telling you right now, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but Trey Songz is going to go to court for this. Trey Songz is going to go to court eventually for these accusations because they're piling up. If the feds ain't looking at it, somebody's looking at it. He is going to go to court eventually, right? And, man, you have to be dead ass with these women, man. You have to be literally As Alan Roger Curry would say, shouts out ARC, mode 1. What does mode 1 mean? You have to be brutally, verbally honest with these women. If she's coming back to your hotel room after the club, you say, hey, girl, I want us to have sex. And if you're not about it, leave. You have to be dead ass like that. If you are dealing with a girl and you want to have sex, you tell her to her face. You tell her through voice notes. You tell her through text. You tell her through whatever medium that is clearly recordable and visible and clearly known, and get extreme levels of consent. Okay? Consent right here. What am I talking about? I'm talking about, bruh, if she ain't at a level 8 or 10 wanting to smash on you, don't smash on her. Don't even give her an advance, bro. Because if a woman really is into you, bro, she can't wait to swallow the skin off your flute, bro. And when I'm talking about fruit, I'm talking about skin flute. I'm telling you right now, Trey Songz and a lot of dudes have this issue where you're on the party lifestyle, things are moving fast, and maybe when you're off the hen, when you're off the coke, you don't know exactly how to get that consent. So I hope that Trey didn't do none of this, right? I'm not going to pass judgment until this goes to court. I don't believe women. I do not believe all women. I definitely don't believe all men. I don't believe humans, period, because they lie. So I'm telling you this. I hope Trey didn't do this. I hope Gonzalez is lying. But who knows, man? End of the day, you should only deal with women who really want to F with you, bro. And you have to make it completely explicitly known what you want to do. Bitch, we're not going on dates. Bitch, I'm not taking you for nothing. I want to have sex with you. Do you want to have sex with me? Yes. Okay, let's do it. No, bye, bitch. Get the hell out of my house. Get out of my apartment. Get out of my presence. Bye. You have to be like that. And the best way to be like that is when you're a sober mind, clear head, as opposed to being in a turned environment and trying to smash on all these bitches. And that's what I predict is that Trey Songz did. He was so lost in the sauce, the turnip sauce, that he might have done the unthinkable. Let me know what y'all think, man. Is Trey guilty? Yes or no? What do y'all think, man? Crazy subject. Big Baby JTV. Like, comment, sub. I'm out, bro.